Hey there! So today we have another review. This is courtesy of Ryan from Roaring Table Brewing. This is Just Add Baguette. So this is a dry hopped Grisette style ale, 4.6%. So we're talking about like something in the range of saison, but small, 4.6. Hops are laurel and motueka, so pretty modern twist on that. And also they're using a Lithuanian yeast, fermented hot. What is it? Beervana actually has a great podcast about that. Like the weird beers in Lithuania and those Baltic countries, like so distinct and so unique that like we don't even have a concept of like what they taste like. So I've never had anything like that. Jeff Allworth talks all about it, but just like something vastly different from like what we were familiar with, like including like the German, Belgian, British brewing traditions, like something really weird. So they use Lithuanian yeast in here, fermented hot, so you get esters and phenolics. They have notes of peppercorns, clove, and banana, and then they call it Just Add to Baguette because they recommend pairing it with a fresh loaf of baguette with triple cream cheese. What a delicious pairing, especially with Grisette. So, see how this one turns out. Beer comes in a wonderful kind of straw to light gold color. Got a little bit of a light haze on that. Wonderful fluffy wet head. Emia's drinking some Kool-Aids or high C, so just satisfied, just like I do with my beer sometimes. But that's funky. I mean, what does that smell like? It definitely smells in the range of Belgium, right? Like it has those like banana esters, pear. I'm getting a little bit of like almost like higher alcohols too, but like it's 4.6, so it's like not that big of a beer, but oh no, you know what it is? Definitely some of that ethyl acetates in here. So there's a little bit of that kind of nail polish remover, like not all the way to like all flavor, but like definitely like that subtle note that a lot of Belgian beers do have. Yeah, a little bit plasticky, a little bit just like a caulk, sort of like, you know, kind of like construction vibe of like caulk, drywall, plastic, nail polish remover, that kind of like chemically paint smell. Paint, yeah, right? Yeah, good amount of that going on. Nice fruitiness in there too. It smells very nice. Cheers. Yeah, I mean, I would have thought they were maybe pushing for something way more expressive, but no. I mean, this is a relatively clean beer, actually. Like, it has a little bit of like Kolsch quality to it, right? Like, there's this like light grainy malt in there. The ester pushes a little too forward, so like sometimes you get that in actually like specifically like gaffel, like a gaffel, I get like this like strong acetaldehyde character. This almost has that with like the fruitiness and the ethyl acetate, like it, you know, plays into that realm. And it's like dry, light, pale, so it almost has this kind of like Kolsch vibe to it. Grisette, yeah. So the hoppiness, I don't distinctly notice, but maybe it's pushing some. Yeah, it's maybe pushing a little bit of this kind of like light pink strawberry and like lime zest. Like, you know, that's what laurel and motueka do, like lime zest and a little bit of strawberry, but just a little bit of like light fruitiness that complements the esters in here. So it's not only just like banana. Yeah, there's a little bit of roundness of citrus. Like I get like lime, light lemon, definitely palm fruit, a little bit of pear. Oh, they also get the clove and peppercorn kind of thing going on. Maybe a little bit of pepper. Clove, slightly, yeah. It's just that I always get the clove and banana together. So like, not too much banana here, not too much clove. Pretty nice. It has like a little bit of interesting fermentation character. Not like way too expressive, but yeah, definitely in the like the saison realm, or at least like Grisette realm, that there's that kind of like black peppercorn kind of thing they're talking about that like is so distinct with saison. And then it plays, instead of like lemony qualities, it plays into like other fruity qualities. So again, like palm fruits, a little bit of banana, and that little bit of like ethyl acetate that the Belgian beers have. For 4.6, this is lively and flavorful. The light kind of bready malt in there, plays well with a little bit of the esters. You get a little bit of like bite on the finish. The hoppiness is accentuated up front without being that bitter. This is actually not that bitter of a beer where it stays on at like regular ABV. We're talking like, elevated ABV at like 6 to 9. We're talking about beers that do have a little bit more oomph and a little bit more bitterness. This is more of that kind of dry hopped style without too much bitterness on the back end. And so following with the theme, they recommend it like with Baguette. I don't have Baguette. So I have a Ritz cracker with some Laughing Cow cheese spread. So they recommend Baguette and triple cream. This is in the same ballpark, right? So let's see how this pairing goes. Interesting. Wow. What it does is it really opens up the malt. There's a really nice kind of synergy between the buttery cracker and the malt here. Somehow the refreshing qualities sort of slices into the, cuts into the butteriness of the cracker. And you get a really nice kind of like accentuated kind of like bread character, because this is not that bready. And the Ritz cracker is like a little bit buttery, but somehow you combine those and you get like a really nice kind of loafiness to it. It really makes it like just add Baguette. Interesting. Pretty nice. The fruitiness and the refreshing qualities cut into this Laughing Cow cheese very well, and with something even more decadent like triple cream, a tiny beer like this, because usually like one of my pairings would be Imperial Stout and triple cream. Like that's like intensity plus intensity. They just like, the Imperial Stout cuts into that triple cream so well. Sorry, and with that intense cheeses, sometimes you match with intense beers. You go IPA on blue cheese. You go barley wine on like Roquefort. You go triple cream Imperial Stout, barley wine, or Imperial. Double IPA, triple cream. Like all like the more intense styles. You go like barley wine, double IPA, Imperial Stout. They all go with like the big cheeses like triple cream, blue cheese, all blue cheeses, blah blah, or depending on how you would do them. This is a tiny beer, right? 4.6, not too much bitterness, not any roast to speak of, no alcohol really behind it, but with this creaminess, I'm trying to get more cheese. There's a little bit of it, like it's mostly just cut. This is just a lot of cutting going on, contrast. Quite nice. Yeah. I mean, it's a tiny, lightly refreshing beer, and somehow it holds up pretty well. I'm curious with it holding up to like triple cream, but probably does, because like this Ritz cracker is probably more decadent than a Baguette loaf, and it holds up to this pairing quite well. I wouldn't have immediately thought this as like a hugely beneficial pairing beer, but hey, that's what these tiny, well-constructed Belgian-style beers can do, right? I mean, light refreshing plays well with like cheese, grain, bread. This is why beer is like such an easy, or a very good pairing. It's not even like what's specifically recommended in the books, but like a 4.6 tiny beer that like is again like pretty like middle of the road on its like flavor specs, right? Like it's not that bitter. Again, I think the analogy to kosher is pretty appropriate. Obviously, like you can't mistake this for kosher. Maybe you could, but it's just very middle of the road, like light grainy malt. Not too much ester profile, not too much phenolics going on, not too much bitterness going on. Low in alcohol, or average or moderate to maybe closer to low in alcohol. Nothing too much in the package, but the refreshing quality and the graininess of the beer sort of just match with like bread and grain and a little bit of like fattiness from cheese and all that stuff. So makes sense. Wish I obviously had Baguette and triple cream, but I don't. Wonderful pairing. Very tasty beer. What do I go with this guy? You know what? This would be a beer just to like enjoy and not think about. But when you do want to think about it, it's fun because there's that like Lithuanian yeast underneath and like has a little bit of those funny yeast characteristics. And I guess that's what like Kolsch does, and that's what like whatever. There's like a lot of drinkable styles where like it is expressive, but it's also not expressive at the same time, right? Like you can find the characteristics you want, but if you want to just drink something refreshing, don't worry about the bitterness. It doesn't have like bitterness like pills, right? So it's just like refreshing, light, almost like cream ale, right? Light, refreshing, don't even think about it, crush it. But then if you're looking for it, there's wonderful flavor characteristics in here within the fermentation profile and the hops. Let's go with a solid high utility drinker. 94. That is Just Add Baguette. What a delicious pairing right here. And I love it when they like, you know, like when you really label, you're not quite sure what they mean, but then they literally say it on the label, like have it with a fresh loaf of, I guess, a baguette and triple cream. Like, let's do it. Like, what a great recommendation. Like, they named a beer after their pairing. Cool stuff. 94. Thank you so much for Roaring Table. Later.